This is Professor Michael Chapman. I'm one of the most experienced IVF doctors in Australia. I believe that an important part that I can contribute is to educate patients in relation to fertility, infertility, and all that that involves. These series of podcasts help to educate you. I hope they are helpful to you. If you wish to know more, however, I'm more than happy to have you contact me via email, which is profmchapman@gmail.com, or make an appointment to see me on 9138 4222. Education of patients is vital in the fertility world. Very often when patients go to doctors, they're a bit overwhelmed, they're going with a problem, the doctor tries to give them a solution when it's full of facts and full of direction. For many things, that's fine in medicine, but in the infertility area, there are lots of options, and there are many ways of doing things, and some are better than others. So being educated, asking the right questions is vital. The suggestions for tonight, maybe I'll talk about success rates. Obviously, you go to a fertility specialist because you want to have a baby. And when you are in that scenario, it means the most likely you've been trying for some time and not being successful. It's stressful because having a baby is what people want. It's what, to some extent, people would say God put us on earth to reproduce, but for the next generation, the next generation. And when we can't do it, and we can't do it when we want to, it is a significant psychological drama. I suppose my first commentary when I see patients is, the question is how long you've been trying, and that has a bearing on success rates. The next important question is, how old are you? How old is the female? Because that also has a major impact on the chances of you going away with a baby. Obviously, other history is important about your menstrual cycle, about previous illnesses, previous things that have happened in your tummy that might cause damage to your reproductive organs. All of that's important as well. And that also plays a part in working out your chances of success. Now, there is a government website that I helped in developing some 5 years ago called My Success in IVF. And the My Success site takes you through, as an individual, using data derived from hundreds of thousands now of IVF cycles conducted in Australia over the last decade. And it takes into account all the factors that I was mentioning before, and it calculates an individual chance of success for you. It's an average, so averages are not always you. An average is the middle range, not the end. So if it comes back and it's very low, don't be too disillusioned, because in the right hands, that still may be a baby for you. But it does mean that you have to be realistic, because these are seriously correct numbers. So that's worth going and looking at on the internet if you are looking at success rates. The determinants in success also include the fertility clinics that you're going to. There is also a website that attempts to compare IVF units. If you put in a particular IVF unit, the success rates for that clinic are visible. Now, there's got to be caution with those results, because they are data that was collected 2 years ago, and clinics do change, but for better or for worse. And what's there isn't necessarily going to be what's happening today. It also is biased by a number of factors, in particular the populations that particular clinic serves. In a lower socioeconomic area where more women are likely to be overweight, smoke more, and the husband's likely to smoke more and drink more, their success rates are not surprisingly lower, and there's scientific evidence to confirm that. The clinics with the biggest numbers often are biased by the technologies that they may use that might not be available to other clinics. Probably the prime example of that is genetic testing of embryos, because if you do that in a large percentage of your patients, the embryos that get put back are going to have a higher chance of success, but ultimately they don't change the cumulative pregnancy rate. So when they work out success rates, when we work out success rate, there's a number of different parameters to divide by. So the number of pregnancies divided by the number of cycles started.
And don't forget that you can access all the previous episodes by going to our website www.theivfjourney.com and select IVF Journey podcast from the navigation menu.